Suppressing your feelings is ruining your life and keeping you sick. Good morning. It's Lisa with Lisa Heal Yourself. And if you are confused with reality creation and manifestation and trying to create your new reality, but also not suppressing your emotions and your feelings, then this is the video for you. So go ahead and give it a like, hit subscribe, and let's jump right into it. So when you are faced with chronic illness, you are often suffering, focusing on symptoms. You're often focusing on emotional pain and suffering, sadness, hopelessness. So you have a lot of emotions, physical pain and symptoms and suffering. You slide into victim consciousness. And we know, if you've ever tried to manifest, that this isn't going to create your new reality. So a lot of people are fixated and focused on creating their new reality and manifesting their health, manifesting the healed version of themselves by only trying to be positive, by trying to hold the healed version of yourself, that frequency, by stepping into it and by ignoring and suppressing all of their emotions, because this is how we're told that we are only able to manifest, right? By holding the vibration of what it is that we want. So many of us do this. We try this. We try this and we can't do it, because when you're physically suffering, emotionally suffering, mentally suffering, the reality is so strong in your face. The physical 3D reality is saying, no, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. And what we do instead, often, this is what I did for years and years and years, as I pushed that down. I tried to ignore it. I tried to suppress it. I tried to turn away from it. I tried to just pretend it wasn't there. From ignoring to pushing down to pushing away, I tried to make that not be there and literally only focus on happiness, joy, things that are going to make me feel healed, right? Try to tell myself over and over, no, you're healed. Try to feel that vibration. I wanted to create the reality that I wanted by only focusing on being healed, which makes sense. I mean, this is what we're told to do. This is what we practice. And it really seems like a big catch 22, a huge paradox. And this is where I feel most people are getting stuck. So if you need one-on-one help with healing, you can sign up for my program or get personalized coaching. However, stay with me here on this video, because this free content is the answer that you're searching for. I promise, especially if this video so far resonates with you and you also find yourself stuck between these two worlds, right? In this same similar experience of trying so hard to manifest something while pushing something away that we don't want, or ignoring what we don't want so that we can hold what we do want, and coming up empty-handed. And here's the thing. The truth is, you can never heal by ignoring, suppressing, pushing away, holding down. If you are holding down your symptoms, your emotions, right? If you're trying to ignore the pain, the suffering, the sadness, right? The heartbreak, the loneliness. If you're trying to ignore, make it not be there, push it down, suppress it, push it away, get rid of it, make it stop. If you're trying to do that, you can never heal, because your energy is tangled up in trying to get rid of it. And that is basically the resistance that's keeping you stuck. You're resisting what is. You're resisting the symptom. You're resisting the emotion. You're resisting the reality of what you actually feel in this moment through massive resistance, because we're trying to ignore, we're trying to push away, we're trying to push down, we're trying to make it not be there. And when you're stuck in resistance, you're actually bringing more of that to you. You're actually creating the very thing that you don't want by trying to get rid of it and focus over here. You're actually stuck in trying, right? You're draining all your energy. You're putting all your energy to holding the floodgates back over here and trying to create something new over here. But all of your energy is in this pushing and pulling and ignoring and holding over here. Most of your energy is in the resistance that you have here. So even though you think, well, I'm doing the right thing by stopping this here and trying to create what's over here, you can't freely come over here with your energy and create what you want and look at what you want and step into that healed frequency of love, joy, abundance, all of the things, because you're tangled up in holding back the floodgates, literally holding back a dam of things that you don't want in your life, of holding back the symptoms, the fear of the symptoms, the pain, the actual physical pain, the suffering, the emotions, the sadness, the heartbreak, the loneliness, the rejection, all of it, the shame, guilt, all of it. You're holding it back. You're trying to ignore it. You're trying to make it not be so. And what you really need to do is let the floodgates open. You need to say, okay, come in. We no longer have a dam. Okay. And it feels like it's going to swallow you, knock you over because the water's rushing over. Okay. But eventually, as this water, starts to settle and starts to continue to flow over you, you start to be able to handle these and see these, that this is just water that is on its way passing through if we don't dam it up. Okay. So we don't want to dam it up because you can never heal that way. The only way you can go and step into the frequency of love and abundance and joy and health and all of the things that you want truly is by not holding a dam over here to get this. We have to allow the dam to break, everything to flow past, flow through us, and still choose love, abundance, success, health, happiness, joy, all of these things, peace, ease, everything that you want that is the healed version of you over here. We have to choose it anyway, in spite of the reality of what's happening, rather than try to push it away so we can create this something new. Okay, so I'm going to give you a real life example here so you can understand this, because this is so important. I promise you, once you understand this, you're going to get it. You're going to get what you're doing wrong and how you can fix it. So I know you want to be a reality creator. I know you want to create your own reality by focusing on what it is that you do want rather than what you don't want. That is how you heal yourself, by focusing on life, joy, peace, abundance, ease, vitality, energy. We're focusing on that, but we're not pushing away the reality of what is. Whatever's here now, whether it's an emotion or a symptom, whatever is coming up that is linked to your illness, that's linked to chronic illness, that's keeping you thinking, well, I'm not healing. Whatever coming up physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually that's coming up right now here in the present that is keeping you stuck, sick, linked to your illness is simply an illusion anyway. Because whatever's here in the reality, whatever's showing up for you, is simply an echo of all of your past thoughts, feelings, and emotions coming to fruition now. Looking in the mirror now, this is what reality is shining back to you, because reality lags behind. So it's reflecting what was, not what is. So we have to remember that. We have to remember that the symptom you're feeling now, the headache that you're getting now, the whatever is the pain, the suffering that you're feeling now, the worry, whatever emotion, the sadness, the loneliness, everything that's coming up now is a reflection of who you have been, the choices that you have made. And so when we try to push that away, and when we try to change that, and we try to hold it back, and we're tangled up in our energy in that, we're creating more of it, we're just cycling the loop. And then we continue to get more, and reality keeps mirroring back the same choice that we continue to make. So if we actually want to create a new reality, and we want to create our health and healing, we have to choose differently in the moment. We have to be differently in the moment. So healing isn't about going back in time. I mean, it isn't, but it's not really at the heart of it. It's not about going back and healing your trauma, healing that childhood wound. It's not about the physical things that you need to do for health. It's not about all of the things from the past that you need to fix, right? Fix and solve and do in order to make yourself healthy. It's about not identifying anymore with the person who is sick. So when we hear this, we automatically think, well, then, right, I have to ignore, suppress, turn that person off because I don't want to identify with that person anymore. But that very subtle difference that I'm going to tell you about right now is what kept me stuck and is probably what's keeping you stuck. Because if you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to continue living that identity, therefore I have to cut that off and pretend that doesn't exist and push it away and suppress it and ignore it. That is not really how you create a new identity. You have to allow all of that to be there. You have to feel every single emotion, every single symptom. You have to be able to feel and sit and hold it in your body. You have to be able to hold what is there because you are a piece of God. You are unlimited consciousness. Okay, but you've forgotten that. You think you're in a physical body and that you're just, a made up of your senses, but you're not. You're a piece of God. You're a piece of the whole. You're a piece of consciousness itself, of God consciousness. And therefore, you are the creator of your reality. And therefore, you do get to decide in each moment what you do with the experience that you're having. So if you're experiencing sadness and victimhood and guilt or shame or sadness or loneliness or fear, if you're dealing with physical pain and suffering and symptoms and all of these things, and you don't want to identify with that anymore, you still have to feel them. You still have to feel them and allow them to be there. And that's the trick. It's like we're not pushing them away so that we can create a new identity. It's like we're allowing them to be there and we're choosing a new identity in spite of them. So while the symptoms are all there, while the suffering's there, while the emotions are all there, we're feeling it. We're allowing it. We've taken down the dam. It's here. We're experiencing it. Now, what do we do with that experience? That's how you change. That's how you grow. That's how you expand. That's how you stop the loop from going on. We make a new choice in that moment to experience what's happening differently, to be different now. So if we want to identify with somebody who's healed, joy, love, abundance, peace, ease, vitality, energy, whatever it is that you want, in the moment of suffering, in the moment of pain, in the moment of symptoms, we're not denying this. We're allowing it. We know it's here. It's a reflection. It's the echo. But we're choosing to react differently, to see it differently, to process it differently, to handle it differently, to take action differently, to see it differently, and to understand it differently. And more importantly, to choose differently. So you are becoming somebody new in the moment. You're choosing something different in the moment. In spite of what's here, we're not choosing not to have this here. We're choosing who we want to be, how we want to show up differently, even though it is here. So where can we find love in this moment? Where can we find joy in this moment? Where can we find ease in this moment? Where can we find peace in this moment? Where can we find health in this moment? Where can we find vitality in this moment? We're looking for ways to be that now in this shitty moment, right? Even though I'm experiencing this pain or this sadness or this whatever it is, insert whatever it is, I can find peace. I can find some love. I can find some health. I can find a moment of ease. I can find happiness. I can find joy. I can experience love. I can forgive. I can whatever. So when we do that in the moment, we grow, we expand, and we get bigger. Our vessel, our physical vessel, our spiritual vessel, our emotional and our mental vessels all grow a little. And it's in this, our own growth and our own expansion, that we are changing. We change and we break this circular habit that we've been in because now we're reacting differently. We're choosing differently. We're finding what we want. We're being the frequency in the moment, even though it's not like this black and white thing. Like, I need to be healthy. I can't be sick. It's like, no, I feel the symptom, but I'm going to look for peace. I'm going to look for ease. I'm going to look for joy. I'm going to look for forgiveness. I'm going to look for love. I'm going to look for a way to process this, think about this, choose something different, be different, be kind to myself, be loving to myself, be unconditionally present with myself, choose an action that feels better, more expansive, It's subtle. It's subtle. But when you keep doing this over and over and over and over, you're growing, you're growing, you're expanding into a person who can hold all of the pain and suffering. And you're growing and you're suddenly stepping into a higher consciousness, into the consciousness of joy, of love, of peace, of really God consciousness that can hold it all, because God can hold it all. God can hold everything. Right now, you're so fixated and focused and looking and magnifying the illness or the symptom or the pain or the suffering or the emotion. And you're in resistance to it and you're tangled up and you're holding it back and your focus is here. But when you grow and expand and choose differently and reframe it, your focus begins to go where you want it to go, right? To love, to peace, to joy, to health, to vitality. And you start to move towards the things that you want naturally, even though we're not denying what's here. So we're feeling and we're choosing, we're feeling and we're choosing, and we're becoming and we're growing and we're expanding. And now our vessel is bigger. And we've learned that we're strong enough to hold the pain. We're strong enough to sit with the emotion. We don't need to run off and give our power away or give it to someone else or crumble or collapse into it and repeat the pattern. We can be with it without collapsing. We can be with it without falling apart. We can be with it without sliding into victim consciousness. This is how we grow and change in the moment. And eventually, it's like right now, the symptom is like a drop of rain in a vast ocean. Okay. And we're so fixated on either holding back that raindrop or pushing it away or ignoring it or fixing it or whatever it is. We don't realize that we're the ocean and we can hold that raindrop, and eventually we grow so big and expansive and in the direction of what we want that we don't notice the raindrop anymore. The raindrop starts to disappear and we start to realize that we can hold all the raindrops. We're that big. The ocean can hold all the raindrops. And it's like a diamond covered in mud. It's still a diamond, right? It's just covered in mud, but eventually the diamond is still there. You are the diamond. You are the ocean. You are the sky, right? You're not the clouds passing through the sky. You are the sky. So you are the vastness that can hold it all. But right now you don't know that. You don't believe that. You're stuck in the illness, not realizing that you can hold it, that you can meet it, that you can be with it, that you can live through it. And as you start to do that, the mirror starts to reflect something different, something bigger, something more expansive. And the more you grow and the more you expand, the more the mirror reflects that. And we're starting an upward cycle. We're living into ease, joy, peace, abundance, happiness, health, vitality. We're living our way into that, and the mirror is catching up behind us and reflecting that eventually, because the more and more you're expanding and growing and opening and looking for, even in the experiences that you're having, you're looking for what you want instead of what is, or you're focusing on the one small part of it that brings you joy or love or happiness, or the one little thing that you can do to hold it and to be able to be the type of person who's big enough. Your vessel, your whole vessel, your spiritual, emotional, mental, physical vessel is large enough to handle what the universe is serving you, right? Right now you're too small to hold it all. You're too small to know that you are expansive, so expansive that you are your own healer, and you can do this, and you can hold this, and you can experience this, and you can reframe it, and you can choose differently, and you can find abundance and love and joy and vitality and health and peace and ease and all of the things in even the most horrendous of moments. And as you do that, you grow, you expand, and the mirror is going to start to reflect back to you that growth, that expansion. And this is how we have the upward cycle of healing. That is healing. That is what healing is. Healing is like a place that you get to, like, I'm not healed here and I am here healed, and it's some sort of technique or process that I need to do in the middle. No, it's like, I'm not healed. I feel all these things that are connected to illness, and instead I want to feel all the things that are connected to health. But there's a change that has to come from you in the middle. You have to be the type of person who changes in the person who can hold health, can see health, can find joy, can find love, can find these things even in the most heinous of experiences. I just hope that this video is resonating with you, because it's so powerful for me to share this with you, because I missed this for so long. And it really is the key. It really is so important. And so if this video helped you today, if you learned something, if you remembered who you actually are, and you start to see how you need to be who you actually are in the moment, and not collapse into the old echo that you don't even want anymore. It's not even who you are. And the more you can be who you are, the more you can hold what is, the more you can show up for yourself, be loving, patient, forgiving, kind. The more you can go out and take actions and live in spite of, and find joy and find peace and forgive and open instead of close up, the faster you are going to heal, because that is the healing. That is it right there. It's the change. The healing is the change that you make in each moment, and it accumulates. You're not just changing once, you're changing into a healed person. You're changing into the person that you need to be, that you already are, that you came here as, expansive and God consciousness, right? You already are health, abundance, wealth, peace, love, joy. You just can't find it anymore because you're too busy holding back all the things that you don't want. And it's scary to let that dam down. It's scary to feel them. It's scary to hold them and think, I'm going to get swallowed up by this. I'm going to collapse into it. But that's the change. It's when we don't collapse into it. And it takes practice. It's just trial and error, right? Like, you're going to fail a bunch of times. And one of these times, you're not going to collapse into it. You're going to make the right change. You're going to react differently. Like truly, not faking it till you make it, but truly you're going to see it differently, or react differently, or choose differently, or be with it differently, or find love authentically, like in that moment, even though. And it's when you start to do this that you are actually changing in the moment, and the change is the healing. Every time you change, even just a little bit, truly, not faking the change, but every time you really understand that you need to actually change in the moment, like mind, body, heart, and soul, and you want to, and you're looking for it, and you're changing because you're trying to grow and expand and open and become more of who you are, the healing is going to catch up to you, I promise. So again, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing. I'm sending you all my love. Go ahead and watch this video here after this. I think you're really going to like this one. If you want more help, please sign up for coaching. Please sign up for my program. I mean, that is the hallmark. That is the thing. It's the program, right? I'm releasing it in parts, but this is going to go through mind, body, heart, and soul, all of the things, from the physical to the mental to the emotional to the spiritual, to everything you need to do, and all of the steps along the way that you need to do in order to change into the person who really can hold the vibration of being healed, because that is who you are. And that is my greatest hope for everyone on this channel. So I'm sending you all my love. I'm glad that you're here, and I will see you in the next video.